What's up guys, Philip here, and I am back in the garage to talk to you guys about a piece of equipment that I've been eagerly anticipating reviewing, and a piece that I've had for a few weeks now and gotten a few uses out of, so I feel like I can give a pretty good kind of gauge on how I feel about it at this point. So that is the Monkey Feet by Animal House Fitness, and if you guys have followed home gyms for any amount of time, you're probably familiar with this piece. Basically, it allows you to attach dumbbells to your feet through a set of hooks down at the bottom that close over a dumbbell and create a boot. And once it closes over the dumbbell and creates a boot, you put your feet in it and you put this little pad over it. Not very coordinated, so forgive me. And then you ratchet it down with this little ratchet strap that it has until it is tight enough and your foot is sitting in it. So with these, let's run down a few specs for this piece of equipment. It's about a pound, 1.2 pounds. It fits about up to a US men's size 14 shoe, and it fits about a maximum of a 3.5 inch wide shoe. It can support dumbbells with handles up to 37 millimeters. And it can support dumbbells as long as the handles are at least 5 inches long. Okay, so those are basically the parameters. It can also support up to a 160-pound dumbbell per foot. So just to kind of give you guys a little bit of an idea of just kind of what goes into this. So how much does this cost? It's about $79, $80 right now, not including tax and shipping. For one. Monkey Feet, you get one, but you can buy a double bundle for a small discount of $145, not including tax or shipping, for two. So just kind of looking at the construction of this piece, it's constructed pretty well, I would say. I mean, it's hard plastic. You know, it's pretty light because it's hard plastic, but it doesn't feel like it's going to break anytime soon. It does have, as a lot of people have mentioned, an aluminum bushing in the hinge joint. You know, if that takes a little bit of abuse, that is a little bit stronger, and it is padded in certain areas, so it has a little grippy area for your foot, where the bottom of your foot would go, and it is padded on the back, kind of where your Achilles would be and where the front of your foot would be. Just one more mention, the hooks themselves have little like liners to protect your dumbbells. I guess you could call it the UHMW of Monkey Feet. So little liners on there. However, I will throw in the caveat with that in a short amount of time that I had them, actually the very first time I used them, one of the liners, the liner on this back hook right here, busted off, and you can see, hopefully you can see the back part, and it just ripped off. And it's right here. So that back one is not lined anymore. I keep on sticking it back in where it's supposed to go, but it keeps on coming off. So I've basically given up at this point, and it has kind of rubbed the handle of my dumbbell, and it has been a little bit abrasive. I used it one time, or actually twice, without that pad, and it is starting to leave some wear marks that I will put up here just to show you guys. But just kind of running down that, let's talk about a few pros and a few cons of this piece. And so, pros: very, very small. It's very compact. It's 1.2 pounds. It's actually smaller than I expected it to be. So it will store away when you are not using it, okay? Second pro, and I will throw in the disclaimer that yes, they advertise them as being good for donkey kicks, knee raises, all that jazz, but I didn't buy this for all of that. I bought these to use them for quad curls and hamstring curls. So just throwing that out there, I am reviewing these in the light of using them pretty much specifically for those two movements. So are they good for those movements? Yes, I would say it is good. Key phrase: if you get in the right position, if you have a creative enough setup that is comfortable to put your foot in a full range of motion, then it does feel good on your quads, on your hamstrings. It's a very effective movement. I do like it a lot. So I will throw that out there. Another pro, obviously, it's 80 bucks. Now, for what it is, it was a little bit of a tough pill to swallow paying 80 bucks for this. I feel like that's a little bit more than it should be, considering what it is, but I guess it's, it's a design that they came up with and you're paying for that. So they're very cheap. If you do not mind, again, key phrase, if you do not mind the inconvenience of these as opposed to an actual leg extension, quad curl, hamstring curl machine, then it is very cost effective. So just throwing those out there. It is a versatile piece of equipment. It fits most people. It's cheap and it does the job I need it to. And the movements feel good, at least on the muscles. Okay, so threw a lot of qualifiers in there and I'm fixing to qualify them in the cons, okay? First con, and it's one that I've already talked about, is the fact that these liners, they are not, they're not very durable. I had one rip off the very first day I used them and it's come off every single time. So I have not really bothered with trying to put it back on. Animal House does offer a 1-year free replacement warranty, but I don't really want to go through the trouble of replacing these just for that. So kind of a small con, but it's an annoyance, okay? So just going ahead, throwing that out there. The second con is it's not exactly the easiest thing to use. Yes, it's not hard to get the idea, like how to use it, but at least for my dumbbells, for my badass dumbbells, since they are plate loaded, it feels like I'm wearing, if the plates are not really, screwed on very tightly, it feels like I'm wearing a roller skate on one leg. And I was never very good at roller skating. So just to kind of give you guys an idea, it does feel a little bit uncomfortable or a little bit strange, a little bit awkward. I might get more used to that in the future, but for right now, feel like I'm, 13 again. So with that at least. So with that being said, putting them on is a little bit annoying. Sometimes, well, there you go, Exhibit A. So it does have this little, this little strip, this little zip tie type thing, and it has a little crank. So you put it in there and it does not catch all the time. So sometimes it's a little bit hard to actually get this to lock. And when you do ratchet it down with these, you have to get it uncomfortably tight to feel secure. When I tried to tighten it up to where it felt tight but not uncomfortable, and I put any amount of weight on it, it felt like my foot was trying to slide out of it. Now, it probably wouldn't have, but it felt like it. It did not feel secure. It did not feel safe, and I did not like that. So to combat that, I ratcheted it down as much as I could, just uncomfortably tight. And so with that, it exposed another problem, which is the fact that this foam is not very comfortable. If you ratchet it down as tight as you need to keep a 45-pound dumbbell secure when you're doing quad curls with this, it is not comfortable on your foot, especially long term. So all of these cons kind of work into each other, because to use these, it's going to either be incredibly inconvenient or you're going to have to train in a certain way with them. So when I use them, I do all of my quad curls on one foot at the same time without unlatching it. That's just the easiest way, the most time effective way to use this. But if you keep this on long enough to do 4 sets of quad curls at one time with the same leg, it is going to get uncomfortable with that padding. It is going to start putting your foot to sleep a little bit. It's just generally not going to be the best time. So kind of with all that being said, do I recommend this? My main takeaway, I didn't want it to be this hard of a decision. I do recommend this with, I guess, qualifiers. So If you are going to use this occasionally, just kind of as a nice little accessory, if you want a fun little gadget to play with, it's not bad. I mean, it does its job, but do I recommend this to somebody as a, I guess, alternative, a genuine alternative to a hamstring or quad curl machine? Absolutely not. The movement feels okay when you get it set up, but it's just so inconvenient compared to a machine that I wouldn't even put them on the same planet. So I guess my main takeaway is it depends. I hate saying that, but it depends on what you're going to use this for and what your expectations are. So hope I could kind of shed some light on this little gadget. I'm having fun with it, but I can't say I wholeheartedly recommend it. So with that being said, if y'all have any other questions regarding this piece and want to know anything else that I maybe didn't cover, things that slip my mind while I ramble as I always do, then drop them down in the comment section below. I truly appreciate you guys following along, watching these. It means the world to me. I will catch you guys later.